We get distracted very easily.
Oh, Daniel, you are here. There you are.
Hero looks like sin today.
So I kind of just chopped it all into pieces, just showing kind of how we did a class here. But I mean, possibilities are endless. Daniel, we cannot hear you. Is your mic on?
Use the force, Daniel.
Now that's why I was
That's
talking to you the whole time. Sorry about that.
Tomorrow.
I'm learning the ropes. Learning the ropes.
There you go.
Tomorrow.
So is that a Sansar builder?
No.
So this is
Yeah, that's
that was in
the
the
editor
edit
system.
mode. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, cool.
And then this even demonstrates how you can do scripts with real-time lighting.
Wow.
So
That's
as we
amazing.
were doing the class, we would go on field trips into that world that we were editing, so we can see in real time, like, hey, what changes did we do? What did it look like? And then you're
Yeah.
able to see what actually was done.
And
what's
you
really
said
cool
that
about-
Sansar is built on your own engine, right?
Sansar
Absolutely.
is built on their own engine, yes.
Yeah.
And what was really cool about doing these classes live like this, it's like right here, sometimes the students become the teachers. So that way,
Yeah.
it's a lot more detailed than just doing a tutorial where it's just the one person. Because other
Right,
people
learning
get to
by
come
doing.
in and say, hey, actually, I did it this way, and this worked better. And then everybody can learn off of that. And it builds a better building community, you know? So,
You know, the community is so good at teaching other community members, and even me. I've learned so much about 3D and all that kind of stuff from the community. But the Sansar editor is actually really great because it's in the world. It's kind of like a advanced version of The Sims, to put it the best way. You drag and drop. You don't have to know how to build or do Blender or any of that. The only Blender I know how to do is the one in my kitchen. So that's totally all good, you know? You can go in there and drag and drop whatever you want. There's a ton of free assets on the store as well. And
What you said about learning from the students is beautiful, is music to my ears. I have a good friend, the VR lady, Dr. Angelina Dayton, who with Donna, they run students in VR, Donna McTaggart of Let's Meet in VR. And their whole concept there, they bring students into VR for the students to lead, right? They're only really, the balloons are amazing. They're only really there to enable the students to do their thing. And in the process, they also learn so much from the kids, because the kids are digitally and spatially native before we are, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. And so, obviously, having your own engine is very powerful. Does it? People who are used to Unity, can they? Okay. Can they? Does Unity play at all with your engine, or is it strictly your Sansar specific?
So when we were living in lab, we built this from the ground up. We're longer with in lab, but all of those systems were personally and customized creation from scratch, basically. The lighting system is very unique. They hired a world-class person to do that, and that's where the realism in here is, you can't compare to anything else.
The lighting and the balloons, yeah, it's remarkable. Yeah.
Absolutely.
real-time lighting.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
What was the rest of the question? Sorry.
Whether the engine, your engine, can integrate in any way with Unity. 'Cause obviously, Unity is very popular with a lot of people. Yeah.
So,
Go.
kind of. So if you have the file, you can import it. We accept .obj files and .fbx files, and so as long as you have the file, you can import it. And unlike the platforms, there's no import fees, so you can have as much fun as you like importing whatever you want.
Yeah, so I actually made a racetrack that was already built in Unity, and I was able to export it as an FBX and then bring it right into Sansar. Now, you do have to reapply your textures, but I mean, that's not a big issue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
And same thing goes with the other engine as well, with Unreal Engine as well.
And so I see you've got a class full of students here learning studiously. I'm really curious. Let's dinosaur here smoking the pipe. Cool. Has he got a banana on his head?
There it
Oh,
is.
yeah, that is
Before.
our, that is our
Nick
Nick.
for you.
Pure banana
Okay.
eater.
Yes, Nick and his
Love
baby
it.
Rita.
Yeah, really curious. Thank you for the video, and I'm really curious to see what you have in store for us today.
Yeah, so like we said, we're going to showcase some of the different places in Sansar that could be a great worlds to use for teaching and sharing the education experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just before we head off,
Mhm.
if I may, I just want to say thank you to Lacey and Zero G's from Sansar for jumping on this quite short notice with educators in VR for our UniVirtual Experience. We're also going to be doing a panel here. Is that right? Lacey? Yeah, wonderful. Later
Yes.
on in the month, so keep a lookout on the calendar. There's going to be a fantastic panel here in Sansar with Lacey and some other guests and myself. I also want to thank Donna Taggart of Let's Meet in VR for her amazing event production skills and support and help with the virtual experience. I want to thank all our volunteers and community helpers, our sponsors, Avantit Education and Engage, and our Infinity sponsors, HT. We're very, very lucky to have some really good support this year. And this year, we're trying to go the extra mile to incorporate more platforms than we did last year. We were proud last year with five platforms, and this year we're counting 18 platforms, which for me is just amazing. So, Zero Cheese, thank you. Lacey, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us. Lead the way.
All right, folks.
All right.
So we can go on a field trip.
Right.
We can leave the
Time.
classroom.
If one of our videographers is filming as well, please thank you to our videographers and Tony Cube Studios. I really appreciate it. If you're filming, now's the time to stop. There you go.
So one thing that we do have here in Sansar that I did notice that several other platforms don't really have, or they have, it just doesn't work the same way, is we have the internal chat system. So as we're walking out, there's a sign right here, and if you click on this, it posts a link in that nearby chat where users would be able to click on the link, and it takes you to an outside web source. So this is just going to educatorsvr.com, your website. But just an example right here.
I see. You have to get
Hey,
a
Nova.
certain distance close to it, right?
Right.
So
Just
if I-
walk
if
up
I
to it,
click-
point and shoot, and it should put a little notice right in your screen there, and then you pull it up in your nearby chat. So just wanted to point that out to you as well. That's something,
Thank you.
something cool.
Yeah, that's great. Clickable.
And
input.
we could come
All right.
on down to the gym
Field trip.
where we'll go catch the
Yeah,
bus.
field trip. Let's go. Yeah.
Got
So these worlds are,
inspirational posters everywhere.
Some of these worlds are actually used in the real world to teach students. We have several users that actually, teach public school, and they'll bring their kids into Sansar. So it's actually really awesome to see. I mean, college students have actually made their final projects in here. All sorts of different panels have been held here. I mean, if you can think it, you can do it. There is.
Right. So let's get the first one opened here. So the first one we're going to go through is we'll go to the auditorium. Now we're going to hop in. We'll move kind of semi-fast just so we can try to get to as many of these as we can within the hour.
And if they get lost, do they come back here?
And if you do get lost, you can hop right back to the event instance. Just go to your codex and you can pull up this event from there. And let's open. We're going to first go through the auditorium. So the auditorium should be open. Miyaka, if you want to lead the way there, just walk right through the portal there, and we'll go to the auditorium. Yes. So on desktop, they have an icon that they can click on. In VR, we do have to import we have to put a camera into the world. I did not actually put a little camera in the world, but that way you'd be able to just pick up an actual object and you use that to snap the picture. So. All right, I'm going to meet everybody over in the auditorium. They
Any
probably
plastic?
are. And be careful, don't go out the door because you'll be warped away.
Okay. This is nice. Oh, I remember this stage. Zero, I was telling my son, you remember when we came here to have a look around? How do I?
Mhm.
Hey, where are you?
Beside
Oh, you're next to me.
I heard you.
There you go. Yeah,
you sit on
when
my
we
lap?
came here, we were on the stage and Pokemon came up. And I told my son and he killed himself laughing. That was super cool.
trouble.
Yeah, so just an example of what you can do with
Excuse me. Another one.
with
Yeah.
the auditorium world. So we have the ability also to turn the lights on and off in here as well.
Yeah, go do that.
Sansar uses C#, so you can import your own custom C# scripts.
There you go.
And if you don't know how to script, we also have a simple script system, which is kind of like putting different Lego blocks together in terms of like what they do. So you can have different simple scripts interact with each other to do as anything from like teleporting to another world to having a party in a box and have a party anywhere you want. So our script system is pretty robust.
Nick's attacking you for
Yes.
Fantastic. Standing up public speaking practice, like you're a full-on audience. And for someone who gets nervous giving speeches, you could come and practice in this space first. We were just hearing a friend of mine, Tony Vitillo, is an Italian VR blogger and developer. And he said that he used VR to practice public speaking when he was getting more speaking engagements. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great tool.
Beautiful environments outside and all of that. It's so immersive here.
And all that is that you can see out the window is just a skybox.
So the other thing I was thinking after you gave me the tour a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
obviously, Sansar VR currently is PC VR only.
It's not just necessarily PCAR only. We do have a mobile app and we do have a browser app. Those,
Yeah.
and we're working on further editions. The browser and mobile have limited functionality in the way that you're not going to be able to get the full render and everything, but you can see different viewpoints, interact, chat, and everything like that. You just
Okay.
it's a case by case per basis at the moment.
Okay.
So that's what we have.
But I suppose my question was, you've been around quite a long time in VR terms. Sansar has been around for a fair bit, and do you get a certain type of VR user that prefers Sansar over other platforms?
Definitely. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
as far as I know, this is one of, if not the most, I definitely would say the most customizable in terms of what you can do in here, how realistic it is, and functionality of what you can really do. A lot of them require you to know how to 3D model. A lot of them require you to know how to use external programs. And here you can just come in, plug and play. You're inside here. You can see your pores in VR. That's what I like to say. So it's pretty realistic.
So if you want to hop back to the gym, we can continue this conversation in a different environment to show off.
Yeah, lovely.
Let's do it.
All right, guys.
Sit there for 1 second. Come on, let's go.
So we're gonna put a portal here. Oh, they're gonna get warped to the wrong instance. I guess we should have clarified we got to go through the portals. So everybody hop through this portal here. That way you end up in the event. I'll grab everybody and corral everybody.
Sorry, I was muted.
That's
Actually,
okay.
it should work with both.
It should
but
work
you
with
have to
it.
be
Okay.
sure that the button, you keep the button pressed, the small one.
Yes. Keep it down and then pull the trigger. Okay.
Vice
I'll keep
versa.
trying. Thank you so much. Your face
Press
looks
the trigger.
amazing, man. It's like I can reach and like you're real. It's absolutely amazing. Sorry, I didn't mean
it
to
is.
touch you there. Okay.
You can. It's just an avatar.
to unlock it, type this command in. What is that one? Conference / command.
The trick with the buttons is that you have to press them pretty fast in
There you go.
sequence. So don't
This is so
keep one
great.
pressed, but press both.
All
more or
right,
less
so
at
we'll
the
go
same
right through
time.
this conference
That's
portal right here. And we'll meet you guys all on the other side.
Fantastic. Beautiful. There we go.
Let's get this there.
Yes, I know that. Alright.
Okay, so this is one of the templates that you get as default with Sansar. So if you
Yes.
wanted to create your own space to host an event using, on your own account and whatnot, you can actually get this as you see it with a simple click of a button. When you go in Build World, you set this as your starting template, hit build, and boom, here you go. Now you can drag and drop in some stuff such as the Tiki Media script. Just drop it right into the screen here, and boom, you're able to change the media that's on the screen. You could put in slideshows, PowerPoints to like sync up with Crankwheel or Twitch. You could show YouTube videos. You could even pull up just random web pages right here on the media services.
Right. This
Yes,
is
and-
this is powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
Also good for performances, right?
Definitely. I mean, you can customize every aspect of this if you want to, or you can use it straight out of the box. So if you go you'll need to go into desktop mode for building, but you can go and create a new world, and this is one of the available templates, and you can have a TED Talk in a box,
That's fantastic.
all ready to go.
That's fantastic. I noticed you have a different outfit today, Lacey. Do you have a whole wardrobe in Sansar?
Yes, we do. We're actually the only platform that I know of that actually allows you to have marvelous designer items, meaning that you can create or you can buy these items that are simulated inside of your lookbook. So you could put, a dress on a monkey avatar or a bikini on a cat. I've done both of those. Basically, you can pull up the sleeve, twist it around. It's real-time cloth simulation. So it's a marvelous designer fashion program integration, and most of the clothes that we have are exactly that. You can wear anything on any avatar.
And so does that that sounds like you also have a marketplace, is that right? So
We do.
there's commerce built into Sansar?
Yes, there is. So you can actually list your stuff up and sell it for Sansar dollars, which you can then convert into whatever currency you use. So we do have a full system where creators can sell their stuff, as well as if you're not a creator, you can also have a robust tipping system, gifting system, so you can get paid for your services in other ways. So yeah, the marketplace, to answer, yes, it's very robust.
Fantastic. And does the marketplace have any applications for education that you know of people using it? I mean, like paying for classes or paying for textbooks. I don't know textbooks you need in VR, but I imagine extrapolating that idea forward, can you rent space? People build worlds and you rent their spaces or something like world renting?
You could totally buy a template on this store, and the textbook thing is interesting because theoretically you could. I mean, whatever you can build in Sansar, you can group up and list on the marketplace as long as it has, rights. You can actually have your items used in other people's stuff if you allow it, resale. So, like, let's say that I had the chairs that you guys are using, that was made by Daisy. I can actually take those chairs, and let's say they have a resale value of 10 Sansar dollars. Whenever I sell this whole template, so to say, Daisy will get credited those $10 that she's asking for, as well as whatever I actually charge for it. So it's the whole, chain economy kind of system.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right. So do you want to hop through another portal and we can see the next environment?
Yes.
Would love to do that very much. Thank you.
All right.
This is a great tour already. Thank you so much. And just out of curiosity, How many? I mean, you guys all have such fantastic avatars. Are you all kind of native to Sansar? Do you recognize most of these people, or
Some
how
are,
many
yeah.
of-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Some are.
Some are? I'd be really curious to know.
Yeah, and actually, this avatar that I'm using right now, the body itself is a default body, with
Yeah.
absolutely no changes done to it. All I did was put on the clothes,
That's fantastic.
which
I'm gonna
these
have to
clothes
get
were
a new
free, made by
wardrobe.
Daisy.
Wonderful.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll
Let's
see you in
go.
the gym. Let's run through and go through
Let's
the gym.
Let's go back.
We got the run again.
Tour through to the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, I
All
love
right.
the Taj Mahal. Yes,
So
please.
we're gonna go through a portal over here, which is the Taj, and this is a perfect example of some interactive educational material that you can do within a scene. So let me
Yeah.
open that up here.
Wonderful.
So all that I'm using here to unlock these portals actually is I have a physics cube just placed in front of the portal so nobody could accidentally walk through them. And then when I type a command, so like this one here, I just type / command, that moves the collision volume 20 meters into the sky, and now you're able to go through to the Taj. Should work.
No, not yet.
It's not working for you?
Nope.
That's because I typed it wrong.
That'll do it.
I put TAA instead of TAJ.
The ta.
It could be. There you go. All right. So that's one thing you got to make sure you do is type your commands properly. All right, we could go through the Taj portal here.
Yep, lovely.
Everybody just coming in. We're going through the Taj portal to the right.
And there's a slideshow interactive as well as a game here. So if you guys want to follow me over to this area, I'll show you a couple of the slides. So we've got a video going on right now. But for instance, we had a company meeting in here a while back ago when we were with Linden Labs. So you can actually see, different slides, these buttons, when I press them, trigger another one. So you can have a full question and answer kind of format. And you can add as many slides as you want, technically. So I'm just switching through a couple of the slides right now and showing you the abilities. You can also make so that the permission system can only be limited to the presenter, so you don't have somebody just come in and press all the buttons for fun. So that's another great perk in keeping your world secure. Exactly. That's exactly what this was. I'm not sure it's 100% to scale, but yeah, it does look pretty close to that. It's beautiful. You can have meetings in outer space or at the Taj Mahal from your computer desk in your Spider-Man pajamas. You can, I believe, if the creator had made it that way, you could absolutely. I don't think the creator made it that way for this instance, but you guys can feel free to explore.
You can have more than one spawn point, so you could put spawn points such as right in front of those doors, so that way when they walk back out, instead of landing over there where you would initially land, you land in front of the door, and that way it doesn't break that immersion.
Yeah, this is remarkable. This is
Absolutely.
Remarkable. What gets me? I mean, I love all platforms. That's the kind of the point of what I was trying to achieve with this program for the UniVirtual Experience is to explore beyond what people know. A lot of people I meet in VR, they get used to one or two platforms they know well, they develop friendships there, and that's kind of where they tend to gravitate towards. But when you do venture beyond and you find experiences like this, it's just remarkable how each platform has its different strengths, and it feels like the community here in Sansar is really strong. Is that the case?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a really, really strong community that is really open to welcoming new folks coming in and sharing their experiences, whether it's building or just the basics of how to navigate and get around. It's a very welcoming community that we do have here.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And what about, obviously from an educator's point of view, moderation is quite important. Like if I'm doing an event that I have certain abilities to manage the people in the space, help them out, but also like let me kind of manage audio and stuff like that. But beyond the moderation tools, what if I know the community is in all platforms? Community is by any standard, most of them are friendly people, but then there's always the odd person who has had a bad day or just is being mischievous. What's that like? You must get that in Sansar as well, no? A couple of people.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
We have this program called the Ambassadors that is a community program, and we have some that are readers that welcome people to Sansar, and we have some that are moderators, and those are the more veteran ones. So it's kind of like a community helper, so to say, and they're wonderful. You'll see them at all the events.
Okay, fantastic. With regards to education and training, do you have anything formal there? I know Zero Cheese, you're running Digital University. Is that an effort to bring more educators into Sansar? Is that a project designed for that, or?
I mean, it was designed just to share knowledge of any kind.
Okay.
So really, there was no limitation or anything in particular in mind. What I started doing is I started doing some classes on such as World Building 101. Those were the classes that I was hosting for quite a while. We've had other instructors come in that have taught such as like marketing basics. We've had others come in that would teach how to use even Discord, for example.
Yeah. Okay. And does the World Building 101 still run? Is it a regular event?
It's not really a regular event. It's just kind of It spins up at random.
Okay.
There's no real set schedule for it.
Okay. I'd be curious to attend one of those.
Yeah,
well,
that was what was showing
fantastic.
on the display in the beginning of the event.
Ah, I see. Okay. It's funny. We're here in India at the Taj Mahal, and I've just eaten a curry, so that's quite fitting.
So would you like me to drop a portal and we can go through
I would
back
love
to the
that,
gymnasium?
please. Yes,
All right.
because I am loath to leave this place because it's so beautiful, but I know where we're headed is at least as exciting. So let's go.
All right.
All right. Can you go from both sides? Yes, you can.
And if you guys want to see this place later, after the event, you can absolutely go into your codex, go to visited, and find this place in your visited list. I'll see you at the event.
That didn't work, did it?
Oops, voor them for no.
So this next one we have is actually an example of a, real world, physical real world teacher, and he has brought in his students a few times, and it's always a blast to see. He's an excellent creator, and he kind of introducing both VR and Sansar to, the younger generation. Mm-hmm. We're gonna open that up in just a sec.
So we're going to go through to the... Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. You're all good.
And we have somebody over here playing with the lightsaber and the balloons, which are always fun to do in VR. So we go through to the Imaginesium, which is this portal back here. It's the last portal here on the right. And let me open this up here. Slash. It's not wanting to open for us. My keyboard inverted itself, so I'm typing backwards. Looks like some people are getting through if you go to the right. I'm not sure why it's having some kind of weird bug here.
Yeah.
Okay, I've made it. Good, nobody's opened the cargo bay door yet.
Wow. Todd Captain.
Here we are.
Amazing.
All right, so check this out over here. Watch these cargo bay doors. I think Miyaka's ready to open it for us. So this is a user-created world. Doors open and a show starts on the screen. So another great example of a very interactive space that you can you can create.
I think he created this one for one of the hobbies that he really enjoys, and it's pretty brilliant that you can make anything.
The hero that was hailed as saving Paragon City just last week is now under investigation. Some sources...
No alien monster inside today, Henry.
Wow. So, created with your builder, everything in here.
Yeah, he made everything in here as far as I'm aware, and just imported it in. And you can see these signs are really helpful, especially if you're in VR. You can really see them. You know, we've worked with the Smithsonian before, and there's similar signs in there. And you know, there's all sorts of different museums you can actually visit in Sansar as well.
Yes.
Museums, fantastic.
Absolutely.
I remember asking you when we met how many worlds, and you said there are a certain amount of public worlds, and then more private worlds. What was the number of public worlds again?
We're getting close to 3,000 public worlds, and there's something like 10,000 plus private ones last time I checked.
And is there any criteria for a world becoming public? Like, does it have to have certain performance criteria to be allowed on the list kind of thing?
You just have to make sure that you publish it. So whenever you're in the building mode, you know, selecting a name and an image and everything. So ultimately, it's up to the creator. You know, we have certain guidelines you have to follow, which you can see on our website. But yeah, most of actually, you can fully self-publish everything as long as it's within the guidelines.
And it's over 2,700 worlds right now.
2,700.
Yes.
Wow. And so, you know, in terms of performance, are worlds equally performant or some more or less? You were talking about load in the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, some are less performant than others. I mean, a lot of the ones that are built by newer people, and myself included, you know, they don't know much about polygons or, you know, texture memory and stuff like that. So there are some that are less performant, but especially as I've grown as a builder. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I've even got better.
Is optimization. We do have a semi-new tool. About 6 months ago, we got it that takes you right to heavy objects, such as if they're, you know, you could categorize every object in your scene by triangles, find out what's the heaviest one, swap it out with something else. Exactly.
That's great.
Find all your heavy textures, get rid of those AK textures that they're not necessary.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And if we go across the way over there, I can show you where we had where he actually hosted a class teaching how AI technology can make those faces that you've seen on the wall as we came in. So.
AI technology made the faces?
Yes, they did.
With a little help from a human, but yeah. So this is just another, you know, example. You got an auditorium style setup here at the end of the hall, and in the middle there is where he does smaller group sessions. So if there's just a smaller amount of people, you can sit around that couch there. Otherwise, if it's a large group, he has the auditorium set up over here. And then he also has all these T-shirts.
Yeah, beautiful.
Where you can pick up some free T-shirts and free swag, so that way it helps brand it. Over here on the wall, if you just point and shoot at one of these, any of these boxes here, it'll pop up a window in your UI.
So I'm clicking it. Which button on the index am I doing?
Any of these boxes up here.
Trigger button, whatever the trigger button is there.
Okay,
I think
it's not. I don't think it. So I see buy this shirt and I pull it, but nothing's happening.
Are you hovering over it?
Yeah.
Where it lights up?
Yeah.
My index controllers.
Or see if it maybe popped up behind your head or something.
Right, it might be behind your head depending on what it is, but my index controllers, I use the right hand button usually because I'm right-handed in the little clicker button. I'm pressing it. Yeah, it's working for me.
Okay.
All right.
I'll put it into the chat as well, so you can click that if you want to see it. This is just one of them.
I think we're making good timing. We're on schedule.
Yeah, lovely. This is a great tour. Okay. Wonderful.
All right.
This is this is how long, do you have any idea how long it took Todd to build this?
man.
That I don't know. I know for some of my worlds, you know, some of mine have been ongoing projects that are never ending.
Yeah.
But you know, the average for me takes about a week to get something set up. If you're just going to purchase simple objects from the store, that others have already created. Now, if you're going to design all the mesh yourself, such as space like this, you know, for me, it would probably take about a month or so.
Yeah.
And that's just, you know, designing the mesh, getting it in and laying things out where you want it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to see a good example of how stitching two worlds together works, I can show you a really good example here in this scene, if you'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
We got enough time for that. So we'll come through this way over here.
Okay.
Miyaka's already, he's leading the way over here. So we go to the deep blue. So this is really like a really cool museum. So we're going to go through the deep blue.
Okay.
And it should, is it not opening?
Oh, it is, last time. It opened, yeah.
Oh, there, now it opened.
Oh, wow. This is amazing.
So this is the deep blue, which is something that he actually made a game called Deep Blue. And this is just kind of has to do with it. He has an example of what the game was that he made right over here on the wall. And to see a good example of stitching the two worlds together, if you jump into the water pit, you'll go from this world to a whole nother scene, but it'll feel like you're all within the same environment. So let's hop through the water. Let's all go diving. Get your scuba gear ready.
You're under the water, so why not? You can press the jump button, and you can, go as higher as you want.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just wanted to show you an example of what it's like to have two different worlds connected to each other. So that was it was a good opportunity to show that, since we were discussing that earlier over at the Taj.
Yeah. This is amazing.
And again, more examples of what's possible. I mean, can you imagine even doing a demonstration here of anything?
Yeah.
A lecture. I mean, this would be a great spot to do a lecture on something such as World Oceans Day. You could do a lecture on you could do a lecture on protecting the environment and cleaning the world's oceans. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
What better environment to do it in than this one here?
Than in an underwater cave. Yeah.
I told them that the creator, I didn't graduate, or I graduated not that long ago, like less than a decade ago, and I'm so jealous that this teacher did this. I wish that I had as a teacher as cool as this.
Exactly that's what I was thinking. Imagine, like, my son, he's 12, he loves building Minecraft worlds, and he's like so many kids, like on Discord with his friends, they're building collaborative stuff, and he's not even in a VR headset, but the collaboration, and he's immersed, like he's not got a headset on, but he's immersed in that world, like he knows it like the back of his hand, and when if ever he decides to go into Minecraft, like with Vivecraft or something like that, and the world building capabilities, and then coming into the world, in terms of education, it's like, I went to school in the 80s. We didn't even have the internet when I was in primary school. It just didn't exist. And to think now kids are learning in a digital university here, educators in VR.
Well, don't tell your son. We actually have a user that created a similar thing to Minecraft called Sandcraft and Sansar, so he might actually enjoy that.
Can you build with it and everything?
You can.
Oh, Sandcraft.
It's very similar.
I'll have to check that out.
Absolutely.
Is it findable? Is it a public?
Oh, totally.
Okay. That's on my list. Sandcraft. Fantastic.
All right. So if we want to continue the tour and go back
Lovely,
to the
yes,
gym,
please.
we can do that. We're
Thank you
on
so much.
schedule, so I think we're doing good on time. All right. So we got a portal over here in the back. If anybody's over there just entering, going back to the event.
It's gone very quiet.
Yeah, I think we're waiting on them getting on in.
Fair enough. Good to see you again, Lacey, as well.
Yeah, it's great to see you. I've seen all those podcasts you do in Sansar that are really cool.
Yeah, I get quite a few things these days saying, where are you filming now?
Tell them to come on over.
People don't recognize it, yeah.
It looks brilliant.
Yeah, it's a really camera easy kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lacey, what do you think? Should we check out the Sansar Studio Cinema?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
All right, this would be a great example, this next one we're going to go to, for something that you can use, such as for like a lecture. This would be a really
Film
nice
festival,
themed lecture
viewing
space, films, yes. So let's
It's
see,
larger
that
than
is-
life as well.
I like the sound of that.
Can you go through that? All right.
Which,
Going through
there,
to
okay.
the CGV, which is the cinema right here. I'll stand here so everybody can find it. We're going right here, right there, like I'm directing a plane in. Right, if I get the glow sticks out, I can direct a plane to land right here in the gym. And all right, I think most went through. So we're going through CGV.
Mechanic that I showed earlier. And I think this one was a Korean film festival, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Korea only on the screen.
Did you have subtitles?
I believe, yeah, there's a lot of people that have brought in movies with subtitles, and it's actually really cool because you feel like you're in a UN meeting with all the different international people that you have joining you, watching a movie together.
So with the addition of probably a couple of spotlights, you can easily use this for really cool lectures. You can have something like Crank Wheel playing up on the screen, so you can be streaming slideshows to do any kind of lecture presentations. You can stream Twitch, so that way you get some audio with it as well. You can show videos, you name it. I think this is a really nice underrated scene here. Yeah, you can pull out your glow sticks if you need to see
Oh, the
to light the way.
seats, I said last time, I love how the seats are covered in sand.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little bit of a lost desert kind of feel.
Light them up.
You know, the other thing that we do have, which is useful for education and party purposes, we do have reactions. So like you could use those for different voting mechanisms. So like if you had like a class or whatever, be like, press the fire button if you want to select this option, or you can tell them to press the exclamation mark for whatever option. And you can actually create your own custom reactions as well, so they don't have to be the ones that we included on there. You can create from scratch if you wanted to put answer A, B, C, or D in there as well.
Yeah, so if you really
Interactive with
wanted
the
to go
students.
branding with your branding, you could put your logo in there so people fire your logo over their head, or you could even have it. We have a script that is just drag and drop, and you can have it so that when people click one of those reactions, that reaction can travel up to the stage, up to the speaker, rather than just sitting and hovering over their head. It can actually travel up here to the stage. So right now, like the stars and the hearts that you have, because there's no script, it just goes over your head, but those would travel right up here to the presenter, rather than just being a cluster over your head.
Yeah, I think I've seen something similar. Would I have seen that here maybe?
We're actually going to demonstrate that at our next spot that we go to.
Oh, there you go.
That's up and running at the next destination that we go to.
Let's go.
What I love is this view behind the seats, just especially if you're in VR. Just look at that. I mean, that looks just over the horizon with the buildings. That's so cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. So you said let's go. All right, we can go back to our gym portals and find the next destination. Looks like there's still some people sitting over in the event. Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Oh, bugger.
Speakers, you'll hear it like you're literally standing right in front of these speakers.
Something that I've been doing as well, if you want to override that and make sure that everyone can hear you no matter where they're at, is actually the megaphone mode. And you can enable that in your scene to give it to specific people. You could make it so that only people that are holding a microphone get it. But, for giving a larger scale tour, or if you're teaching, the megaphone mode is priceless. There's nothing else that you want to use for that, definitely. It's really helpful.
Yep, so our next destination is going to be the Grand Zero Hall. And let me make sure I'm typing the right command here. Yes, I am. All right, so we could go through to the Grand Zero Hall, and that's where we'll also be able to see how those reactions work over our heads. And you have it scripted. So everybody just coming in that's in the classroom or that's in the hallway, we're traveling here into the gymnasium. On the right side, we're going to the Grand Zero Hall portal, which is the third one on the right. Don't mind the Christmas tree. We haven't cleaned up since Christmas. It's a little dusty in here. So another good example of some, like you were talking about earlier with moderation. So we have some moderation that's taking place in here that's scripted moderation. And that's to prevent unauthorized folks from entering the areas such as the stage where the presenter would be. So if anybody tries to go up there on the stage, they're going to automatically get warped right back here onto the floor. So if anybody wants to try that, you can demonstrate it. Nova's going to demonstrate it. And it failed for Nova. Oh, there it goes.
This is another way that our moderation tools put you in charge, really.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we also have scripts in different scenes, such as this one here, where say you were to host your event here, and you're not the scene owner, right? So you don't have quite the same permissions as the scene owner would have. But by me having a script in here, it allows you to type commands such as /ban and then space, and then whoever it is name into that script. And that way, that'll automatically kick them out of the scene. and it puts it on a loop
okay,
too.
yeah.
So that way, if they come back, if they try re-entering your scene, as soon as they land, it automatically just kicks them back out again.
Right, so it's like a permanent ban. Can you then do that as well?
Yep. So you just slash unban and then their name. It'll ask you for confirmation if that's the right person, and you're good to go.
That's
and what's really cool
powerful.
about that script, the way they made it, because in VR especially, it's really it sucks trying to type stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It sucks trying to type in VR. So as long as you get the first few characters of their name, just type the first few letters of their name, it automatically searches within whoever's in the scene. The script will automatically search for them. And it'll say, all right, this is the first result with those letters that you said. Is this the right one? Yes, it is.
Right.
Boom, they're out.
So text suggestion makes it easier. Fantastic.
Yeah, it makes it much easier that way.
The other thing is that you can actually put different lists of people that are allowed into the scene. So if you wanted to post something that can only be accessed by the students, you can, put their names in, or you could make it so that it's an unlisted world, and you could just send them the direct link to enter it. And you can make sure that, just like blocking, you have people on the access list, or people that are only on your friends list. We have several different layers to that.
So a good example as well, like what we were talking about earlier, if you see the stars shooting up there and the hearts, if you pull up the remotes window, which in VR is a little running man on your wrist menu, and you hit the hearts or the stars or even the little boba there, it shoots Lacey.
Oh, cool.
So again, that could be changed to anything that you want. You can make your logo in place of the stars even, and that way you can have that shooting up there, and you can have different effects for voting. So you can have, if you know what you have everything pre-planned in your class or whatnot, you can put related content into that, and that way people can vote and whatnot that way.
My emotes aren't coming up, or at least I'm only seeing Wave, Running Man, Robot, Race the Roof.
It's the images on the top of that. Those little pictures.
Yeah, they were there earlier, and now I'm not seeing them. It looks like they've been left somewhere. Interesting. Okay.
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be the chat or another window covering it.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll take it.
You can always reset panel positions inside of the settings, and it'll make all the panels come back up.
Okay.
Yeah, so what could be really cool with this scene as well is, if we were to take these chairs that we have, you can line them up so that way you can, again, do lectures, whatnot, in this environment as well. This one's open for anybody to use. You just got to follow what the world details says to request use of it.
Lovely. And so these spaces, if somebody wanted to use them, if, for example, we had a use case, are they publicly available? We can come host our own events here, or how does it work?
So you can create your own worlds like we were showing earlier, where that way you're able to just spin up your own event in that, in those created worlds that you would do. Now, a lot of the user-created worlds, such as this one here, it is public, so you could create an event and then just have a portal at your event in your event listing, and that way people walk through it and would land here. And in that kind of situation, you kind of use it as is. Otherwise, you can contact the world creator, which is kind of like what it says here in the description. If you pull up your codex and look in the world description for this.
So it's kind of like it's a manner to ask the person who's built it, do you mind if I use your space for an event?
Well, that way they could, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to want to work with you with something like that. Because, as a creator, you want to share what you've created. And so, if you were to contact me and say, hey, I'm interested in using this space, I'd say, cool, it's all yours. Let me know date, time when you want to use it. Give me any logos. I could put images of whatever you want up on the left and right curtain, for example. I could set you up with the access. So that way, I type your name in the admin list, and that way you're able to do the moderation. You could give me any other names that you have that you want as moderators. Get you stage access. So 9 out of 10 times, the creators are going to want to work with you if they have a world that you want to use.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. This is I'm speechless again. You showed me these worlds the last time to come here
Yes.
again. I want my son to come to this kind of school with his friends and be able to do all these kind of things. Any questions from? Well, I'm curious. Would anybody mind sharing with me whether you've come as a result of the UniVirtual experience that we're doing? I know I saw Donna here earlier. I'm just curious to know if anybody's joined us from that group, or if everybody's kind of already knows.
Got one waving over
there's,
here.
There's someone. Lovely. There's someone who's joined via the UniVirtual experience. Fantastic. Oh, another person here.
There you go.
Okay, I've got another friend, XLH, who's a Carlos is around somewhere. So that's great. Yeah. Have we got any more, or was this the last stop?
We are out of time, but we do have more portals over in the gym. If you'd like to go back there, and people can kind of look and see what else is available, and maybe we can do a one more unofficial stop if you wanted.
I'm actually going to put down a portal to the Burning Man Smithsonian exhibit because I think that's a
why don't
great
we do
one
that?
to see.
Yes, very good one, yeah.
Yeah,
Come
why don't we do
on.
that? So we're going to go through Lacey's portal here. So we're going to the Smithsonian Art Museum.
Anybody can make portals, by the way. You just visit the world and there you go.
Go that way. Don't go up the stairs.
This one?
Yeah, right. Everybody's kind of congregating over into that room there. That's cool. Careful of the stairs. They'll rip you out of the scene if you try going upstairs.
Yeah, this was scanned with the help of the Smithsonian. They scanned all these different objects.
That's cool.
Welcome to the Smithsonian.
Cool.
Everybody just joining. We're in the room to the left.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to have a hands-on learning experience, this is a great example.
Interactive elements, you can have them pop up, or you can, I think there is a couple of audio tours in here, but like you can see right here, little magnifying glass, you can pop up with more info.
Yeah.
And
that's
there's
great.
not a do not touch sign in sight.
Oh, yeah.
You can touch all you want in here.
Please touch everything. Are we going to the playa?
I saw a teleport to go to the player too.
Yeah,
so
I guess
may
we
have walked
can
into that.
visit the rest of the crowd and try to group up again out there, huh?
Okay.
So we're gonna go outside, guys. We're going to the back of the museum, and out the door, it's glowing in white. I wanna stay with the crowd here. And the space that you get to build in Sansar is almost limitless.
Yeah.
Our old CEO said the only two things that you can't do in here is eat sexual food and procreate. So I use it not to go off, honestly. Honestly, he's not off at all.
But you know what? Saying that, like the last one, it shouldn't be impossible for two avatars to kind of, like, in terms of a script, right? You could have two avatars fall in love and create another avatar.
Theoretically,
Hey,
yeah.
I don't mean the
You just
physical
go back to
action.
Second Life for that one.
Oh, does that happen there? There you go. Wow.
As long as it's PG-13, we're all good.
Yeah. I got interested in this technology. So I really don't know much about it, but it sounds amazing. Hey, Zero
it's still
and Lacey,
going.
I cannot thank you enough for this this tour of your beautiful, stunning spaces. Just every time I come here, blows my mind because with regards to most of our events that we do, they're in alt space, and that has a particular style. It's it's a very different platform. I like Engage as well. But coming here, my word, you guys have it's the most beautiful platform I know of.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
for
we
the
got
tour.
legs.
Thank you for the
We got
construction.
legs here.
We got legs, yes.
You got exactly. Yeah, we got legs.
And I know somebody else was asking a question earlier about the avatars. Over here is the Nick using the Raptor avatar. Good example of non-human shaped avatars as well that you can import and rig to work here in Sansar.
That's just remarkable.
I believe Nick made them, and he has a whole little raptor world. It's beautiful.
Cool. I'll have to come back again and again and again.
Yeah, there's also something called the Scurry on the store that you can get, which is it's really interesting to use that in VR because it's like I don't know if you're familiar with Lilo and Stitch, but it's like based off of Stitch, but it's like its own creature of that. And it's really cool to walk around with that in VR, and you see, you got your tongue sticking out and stuff. It's really cool. It's different
perspectives.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go because I got a number of other events to plan for. But guys, thank you, and I'm really looking forward to coming back for the panel as well. Please also, have a look at our calendar. It's on the website, educatorsandvr.com. We have, over this next month, 150 events on 18 different platforms, some big and small platforms. So we're really, trying to spread the word about what everybody else is doing as well. Have a look. Please join the other events. I'm really looking forward to the panel. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you, Zero.
Yeah. One quick thing, if you guys are around,
Yes,
we actually have
please.
a very, very big event coming up this weekend, and it's a real-life recreation of the Tobacco Dock. It's in London, which is a
Dock.
concert
Oh, wow.
venue space. Yeah, and so
Could you send me the
it's
link?
absolutely, yes, it's actually a really big show, and Elro is going to be playing, and so it's sponsored by Desperados. It's called
Fantastic.
Route to Safe, and it's going to be benefiting a good cause, and so I hope to see you guys there.
Please send me the link and we'll share it. That's
being,
amazing. Fantastic.
That's been happening for quite a few weeks, hasn't it, Lacey?
Sometimes
Tobacco
there's
Dock.
shows.
There was a
Yeah, there
Tobacco
was a
Dock
one.
event that was Tobacco Dock specific about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Now, I am going to have the event instance that connects you to the gym with the other portals.
Yeah.
It's live right now. It will be live for about the next hour. So if anybody wants to go back and explore any of those, you can go through that. Or
Thank
you
you.
can pull up your codex and hit the visited tab up on top, and you can revisit any of the places that you've already seen as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also
I
search
just
for
got
new
stuck
ones.
looking at this
Very good.
people dancing up on that lady. Nice.
I'm also going to leave, but thank you
Thank
so
you
much
guys.
for everyone for coming around, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. See you soon, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Great.
Yeah.